guys, welcome back to my channel. So welcome to this week's video. I hope we're all well. I hope your week's going well. I hope your weekend's going amazing. By the time you watch this it'll be the weekend, but it's currently Wednesday. I've got a little idea for today's video. I was thinking that maybe we could do a little lino video. So if you didn't know, when I first started my experimenting journey, I started doing lino prints, and I have a bunch of different ones. I'll shoot up some pictures and some videos and stuff of the different ones I've done. But since then I've been trying a bunch of different things. I've recently really gotten into painting, so I've been doing painting a lot. But I thought today, because I'll be honest, there's not much time for this video and I want you to have like a good video to watch and not just me doing something boring in the evening. I thought we could do like kind of a quick art video slash like part one. I have these little squares of lino. So this is the lino cut. It's kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a thick rubber and you carve out. So you, sorry, I've got all of my stuff next to me, which I haven't looked at since Brisbane. So you use like this. This is just a really cheap one from Amazon. You scrape out the design. Here's some examples. I've got a bunch. So I've got a little cat. I've got a flower. I've got, this is like my logo, my dove. Little stars on. Another flower. So you kind of just draw a simple or really hard design. This is one that I had. It's like stuff on the washing line. It's super cute. And then this one I also, it's like a bed with a cat on it. So we actually did tons of that in Brisbane, and I used to print on clothes, fabrics, just anything secondhand, just to kind of rework all of the secondhand clothes that we already have in the world. We don't need more clothes. And it was really fun. I really loved it, so I thought maybe we could kind of do that again. In like, I don't know if it's going to be a series or whatever. I don't want to put tons of pressure on it, but I thought this first part could be us doing the print, like designing it, carving it, and maybe we can do like a little print with it on like some paper, and then we can go to the op shops, the charity shops, and we could pick something out. It could be a bit of fabric, it could be a bag, a t-shirt, a jumper, anything really. It could literally be any fabric that I think that would look cool with this design that we're going to design today. So I thought that's what today's video could be. It could be something fun. We're going to sit down, do a bit of brainstorming, do a bit of drawing and make a little design, and then we're going to carve it on our little design, little lino cut. So yeah, that's going to be part one, design and cut and print, and then in the next part we can go to the charity shop and we can do a really fun design, and I think it'll be really good. So let's get going with the first part. What I'm kind of thinking is we have a little scroll on Pinterest to just get the ideas flowing. I think I do want to do something pretty simple. Like, I'm not saying this is simple, but you know, just something small, like a little song. Can we see this? I liked, like, that's so cool. How cool is that? But I also want to make it like on brand for me as well. I like just going, clicking on one that I like look how cute. How cute is that? Or like a flower. I was thinking, do I do a flower? I kind of want to keep it in that like boxy, like, look how cute that is. Like, that is just like the ultimate, like perfect. Like that'd be so hard to do. Like all of the lines, the perfect circle around here. It looks pretty tough. That's cute. Guys, it's been so long since we've like sat and done something. Obviously I've been painting in real time, but I've kind of had an idea of what I want to do. But this is like real time deciding. This would be fun, like just like pick one of these, you know, like pick one of the flowers and then do that. I do have a few flowers there, maybe I don't need flowers. Ooh. Maybe once we've got an idea, like look how cute that is. That's like the Uniqlo bags. I think that's hand painted, but how fun, guys. I just want to make so much stuff. Like, look. I just want to make all of the things. Even though I do have something similar to that with my shirt that I made. So maybe we need to come off Pinterest and maybe we need to go into my sketchbook so we can get some more ideas that are coming from my brain. So I think we're just gonna work in here and just draw some ideas. Maybe we could have a look at some of the ideas that are already in here to see if that sparks any inspiration. I mean, I've got tons of doodles. I've got a funky sun face. Don't really like that though. They would be cute. You know, I really want a tattoo of like 2 stars like that, like next to each other. Maybe we could do that. Guys, have we decided after like 1 second? Maybe we do like 2 stars touching, like hand in hand. That would be very cute. That would be really cute. Very on brand because all I draw is stars. Maybe we do that. Let's do a couple star drawings and then we can decide what we're gonna do. Let's get going. So I've decided on my prints, I think. I keep going back and forth and I'm like confusing myself. I'm making it really complicated, so I'm just going for like a bouquet of stars. I was trying to do the stars like, you guys see, I drew so many stars and then I don't know, I just couldn't, like there was like sun and stars, I couldn't settle on it. So many stars. Like I like that too, like it's cute. And then I like this, but that's too complicated. And then I just like the bouquet of stars, so I'm gonna do that. So I think I'm gonna draw it on here and then possibly start carving it out. And then I think I might print it and test it on Friday and see what it's like. But let's draw it onto here. You are supposed to do like a certain technique with this. I think you're supposed to use like tracing paper and do all of these things, but I found that I can just draw straight on here and it's fine. And it goes a bit smudged, but it works out absolutely fine. So if you want like a really cheap way of doing it, these are just off Amazon, they're not very expensive. And then you can draw on, I don't know if I did a marker or a pencil, probably a pencil, but a pencil will rub off straight away, but maybe you can use like a marker if it kind of won't go everywhere. But we're gonna draw this now and see how it works out. Happy Friday, guys. So I kind of left you when I was doing some drawing on my sketchbook. No, actually I left you when I was doing this and I changed my mind. I kept changing my mind and I like couldn't settle on this little design here. So I've been thinking, I was in work last night and I'm just super tired today. If I look so tired, it's because I'm so tired. But I really wanted to get this done and have like a really fun video for you guys. So I was thinking of looking at inspo and Pinterest of loads of different lino prints, and I think I've come up with one. It's just a bit random, but I think it's cute. It's just a little like all droopy little tulip with some stars, and I might do a nice border. And I was thinking about writing something here, but I think you have to do it backwards so it prints the right way. So maybe if I carve this out, I can always do it on a spare bit of lino, if that makes sense. So it's just a bit random, but I kind of think that would look cool. Like, you know, I want to do the tattoo sleeve vibe. I just think that would look cool, add something funky to print. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go again. We're going to just draw it on a new one. I will still use this. I can just use, I might bring it to work and use some of the thinner we have and take that off. So it's no problem. That won't go to waste, but I'll just use a nice fresh one today. So yeah, feel loads better about this one. I just couldn't settle on it. Maybe that would look better as digital or something, but this is what we're gonna go with. So we've managed to finish. It looks cute. I really like how it looks. We need to do some paint. I think I want to do with something I've never done before. Like a bit of an ombre kind of paint. I've seen loads on like Instagram and stuff and reels when people do the lino prints, but I think this would look kind of cool. So maybe I'll try the colours and then maybe we could do like black and white or something, or just black to give it like a really strong print. So let's pick some colours for this, and then we're going to be doing a very DIY lino prints. Like, we've got no weighted thing, so you just kind of have to like stand on it or put all the pressure of your hand on this onto the paper so it actually prints really nice and like clean. So let's mix some colours and we'll see what the print looks like. I'm thinking we mix some colours just on my palette here. I think maybe purple. I think I want to do them like pastel. So I've got purple, red and yellow, but I think I'm going to make them kind of pastel vibes, and then I haven't got anything to really print it on, like to mix the colour with this. So we're just going to use some paper. It just shows how like DIY you can actually be when you're lino printing. Sorry, I'm talking to you, but I'm just up here. So let's make some like pastel-y, some really nice pastel colours. So as soon as I started to like kind of mix these colours, I didn't know how it was going to work out or if it was going to work.
Obviously, I could have waited to do this video and had the proper things, like I'm literally doing this on a holographic piece of paper. My roller wasn't rolling, as you can see, it's just literally stagnant. It's kind of going ombre vibes, but it's just not really working. So I think that's down to kind of the tools that I've got. I think hopefully I'll be able to get some more and we'll have some better tools and actually be able to do an ombre, but I thought I'd throw it on and it actually worked quite nice. Like when I first did it, it looked quite nice. Like there was a bit of yellow, like it was all pastel. It was just kind of like rainbow vibes and it looked really good. But then the more I obviously did it, because the roller wasn't moving, it just like mushed everything together. So that didn't really work. I thought I'd try and print it and see if it worked at all, but it was just kind of bunching up a lot of the paint and stuff because the actual thing wasn't rolling. But you know, we're just experimenting, so I tried to take a little bit of the paint off just so there wasn't big like blobs on the paper. And because I couldn't find my other paper, I just used that really thin sketchbook paper and just try my best. We're just trying our best here, guys. We're just trying our best. So I just put like a bit of weight on that, press that down. I knew it was just a bit of a test, so I didn't have to go too hard and like stand on it or anything like that. So I just put my weight on it really and kind of pressed down in all areas. But of course, I didn't really know that the paper was gonna go a bit wrong and kind of stick to the print, which you can see here, which is really annoying. So I was just like, oh. And then I thought, let me just go in with one colour. So I went in with the purple because I had a bit of that on there. And then that kind of wasn't working. Like I moved to the floor and then I was a bit like, oh, I hope it don't get on the carpet. And then we went in with a bit more paint. I think I just need like a really good surface and I need a better roller and obviously better paint and maybe just more inky paint, because you are supposed to kind of roll this on like glass or like something like metal or like plastic, because you're supposed to really work with the paint. And obviously I wasn't really doing that. I was just kind of putting it on, seeing if it worked. But again, I was just pressing this down quite lightly. I didn't want to do the full press because I knew the paper was going to stick to it. Even though this is different paper, it still stuck to it. It still stuck to it, guys. I was just like, oh no. But we tried again. We've got to just keep trying again, guys. So I just went with plain black paint because I thought that's just gonna kind of give us the best results for this right now. And I mean, it made the artwork look really cool and it actually worked out a lot better than all of the other colours. So I don't know why black acrylic works a bit better. I mean, it's still not perfect by any means, but I think it looked quite cute. Like, it's obviously really patchy. That's down to like the weight and obviously the ink and the paint I'm using. So once we got the better stuff, we'll be able to do it so much better. But I think it turned out really cute.
So guys, after lots of experimenting, I tried to do the colour. As you guys saw, it didn't really work. So I basically didn't have my good paper. So I have the ones that I did my other liner prints on. They were on like watercolour paper and it works really, really well, like really thick paper. Can't for the life of me find it. So all of the paper that I had was kind of just really cheap sketching paper and it wouldn't work. So that was a bit of a fail, but it still kind of worked. So I've got like, these aren't what prints are supposed to kind of look like. They're supposed to be obviously really sharp, really dark, but this was kind of the best one that we came up with. I was going to print on it like an old t-shirt that I've got, but then I kind of want to leave the series up for us going to the charity shop and us picking something to print it on. Like, I think that would be really fun. So I was like, no, I'm not doing the t-shirt. I'm making things too complicated. I can just show you guys one of the simple little prints where it didn't come out the best, but I think it still looks cool. So this is what we came up with. Isn't it cute? So obviously it's really like patchy and it's supposed to be like really dark, but the print works. And I think next time when we do the charity shop, I will have ordered some good paper. I will have ordered some actual liner print stuff and paint, and maybe some fabric paint so we can actually buy something to print on, and it'll work out a lot better than this. But I still think that's pretty good. Like, I've literally done this in a couple of hours. Like, I think I sat down at maybe 3ish, half 3, and I think it's about 5 now. So we've got a liner cut. It's not the best quality, but I still think it looks pretty cool. And then hopefully when the new stuff comes, we can test it out better. We can see what we need to take away. I mean, I always like these little imperfections. I always think they look kind of cool. And then you can tell it's a liner print, you know? But this is this week's video. We made a little cute print. We had lots of ups and downs. I'm about to start editing this video to go up tonight, and I don't know what it's going to be like, guys. We've been all over the place. We started this on Wednesday. We were trying to brainstorm and it wasn't really working, but we got there in the end. So sometimes you just need to step away from something and come back to it, and that's what I did with this. I wasn't happy with the first design. I was kind of just trying to force it, and just for the time and of things, I was just trying to force it and get it done, but I actually just needed to like step away and draw, and we got it. We got the little print, so I really like it. I hope you guys like it, and I hope you've enjoyed this week's video, and I'll see you again next week for more of this, more of fun, more of me. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye!